Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas or a great holiday, however you celebrate. And I hope you're looking forward to 2024. There are some great games on the horizon that I'm sure cover such a broad range of genres. There's something for everyone in there. We've also had a lot of great games this year and some complete and utter flops and, things that were obviously a scam that came to pass. I don't think I need to say anything more about that one. Anyhow, I've got 2 more videos planned after this one, by the way. So one will be a Game of the Year Awards by Bandanner, aka what I've played and what I think gets Game of the Year, etc. And then I'll do a video based around the, anticipated games coming up in 2024. But for this video, I want to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about the channel and what's gone well this year, and talk a little bit about the advertisement revenue and things like that, because I think there's a lot of misconception about it. And I want to talk a little bit about the future of the channel as well. All shall become clear. As far as the channel here itself goes, 7,000 subs passed. That was a big achievement. It feels like a big achievement. Obviously 10,000 is a bigger achievement. Heading there hopefully sooner rather than later. And what's done well on the channel in the past year? Well, the Gamma videos have continued to do amazingly well on an individual basis. Videos for Broken Arrow have done exceptionally well too. Videos for Warno as a large group have done very well. Individually, they don't tend to get that many views for the most part. What is nice about Warno though is about 40 to 50% of the viewers of those videos are subscribed. And in contrast to a channel standard, which is like only 30% of people are subscribed. So it does mean people come back to watch Warno. And also this year, I went from sort of streaming on both YouTube and Twitch using Restream to just streaming on Twitch. And there were a few reasons for that at the time. One was to be able to go to affiliate on Twitch, which it's just easier to get noticed over there, and they have a better setup for a lot of things. And I was also having a lot of problems with YouTube downgrading my live streams to either low revenue advertisements or none at all, because YouTube's system for this stuff is really bad. So like, I did a stream of War on the Western Front, which was like 4 hours long, and at the end of one of those missions that I did, there was like a 10-second clip of music that was copyright, which obviously I didn't know about, and I lost all the revenue from that. Now, I will get shortly round to talking about the revenue thing, but just to say, it's a tiny, minuscule amount of money. It's more just the principle of the thing that bothers me. Don't get me wrong, if I had 1 million subscribers and 2,000 people were watching my stream at a time, then yeah, it would definitely be about the money in that situation. So it did come to pass later this year that Twitch changed the rules again so that you could now stream elsewhere at the same time as well. But with the fact that it just was running smoother over there, I decided not to start streaming on YouTube again. However, I tried to upload the VODs that seem sensible and reasonable on YouTube. And I think, on a personal note, Twitch was actually a good choice at the time and still continues to be so. I mean, if I look at some of the games I've covered, for example, Stronghold Definitive Edition, that realistically did very well for me in the sense of I had a lot of viewers, a lot of people rating me with a lot of viewers, and I was getting put on the front page of Twitch advertising that game and me playing it to people who would never have heard of me before. And to get on the front page of Twitch like that seems like a big thing. Now, I want to clarify, when I say a big thing, I'm meaning more in terms of exposure and the fact that, then I can, point people towards my YouTube channel, and hopefully that generates a bit more growth. What it doesn't mean is I'm making a load of money at it, which I don't. It is quite a common misconception, I believe, and it comes from years ago when advertisement rates were very high on all of these platforms, and people made a lot of money from those advertisements. But now it's very, very little. And that's why subscriptions, memberships, Patreon, and things like that have become such a big thing for most of the streamers and content creators out there. So I would like to take a moment just to say a big thank you to the few people who gave me a super thanks over here on YouTube, the people who subscribed to me over on Twitch, or bought gift subs, or gave me their Twitch Prime sub, which is free to them, but costs Amazon money. It's greatly appreciated. For those of you who are interested, and I'm not sure the limitation on how much I'm allowed to talk about these statistics from Google's side, because I know technically they own the copyright to a bunch of it, so you're not allowed to, or you're not encouraged to share everything, shall we say. But I would say that on average I make very little from ad revenue, in the sense of my videos, for the most part, like my Warno casts, make, let's say on average, about £2 per video. There'll be some that make a bit more, and there'll be some that make a bit less. And this is all based on a series of factors in the YouTube algorithm, how advertisers pay for their adverts on certain videos. And gaming actually is a very low paid advertisement area compared to some others. So another perspective that might make more sense is, let's say, on average, depending on the month and everything else that's going on and how much advertisers are paying for adverts, per 1,000 views, let's assume I get around £2.50 to £3 per 1,000 views. And then there's this whole process that it goes through where YouTube takes their cut and this gets edited out and that gets edited out, and then you're left with an amount at the end which is your estimated revenue, and then eventually you get a payment every month. It's basically all a lot more convoluted than you would like it to be, because obviously gaming gets less than, say, technology in terms of the advertisement revenue, and then depending on the country of the people that watch you, the advertisement values vary drastically, so some countries pay a lot more for advertisement space than others. And for the avoidance of any confusion, the payments or ad revenue for short videos are a tiny percentage because you share that ad revenue with multiple other videos. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is just because I know some people are always curious. The other thing is I know that there is some misconceptions about how much YouTubers earn and things like that, and obviously it varies depending on what you cover and etc, etc, etc. But there you go, there is the advertisement side of it, and why you'll see so many YouTubers now signing deals to get sponsorships and stuff. Another reason I'm mentioning it is because I recently, you may have noticed, changed my naming convention a bit, in that I was trying to go for slightly more almost quote-unquote clickbait titles just to see how much difference, if any, that actually made, and that is an ongoing experiment. And the other thing is, likely in the new year I won't be rattling out quite as many Warno casts going forward. As you'll know, over the last year, it's become pretty much a staple that I almost do one every day, and Warno is a massive labour of love for me. I enjoy Eugen's games, but the reality is, they're a niche part of the market and they aren't super popular, and to put it into perspective, each of those cast videos, depending on how long they are, take between an hour and 2 hours to record and then edit and then put together and make a thumbnail and everything else for it. And obviously £2 for an hour to 2 hours work is not a good use of my time in the long run. So while I will 100% still be covering Warno and updates and still doing some casts and things, it'll just be less than before while I try and refocus on other things and see how those things work out. The reality is, in the last couple of years when I've been doing this, I've been in a very lucky position that I have a reasonable amount of savings, so I've been able to support myself while earning very little from YouTube and Twitch and anything else. However, like everyone else in the world, I have to pay bills and rent and this, that and the other, and one day I'll run out of savings. So while I still have the option, I will take the opportunity to try and adjust how I'm doing things and see if I can achieve the growth required to be able to do this as a career. And if not, then obviously I will fall back to doing something else and still make videos, but just a lot less than I am now. And obviously I don't want that to be disheartening, I just want to point out that it's a reality of life, you know. Hopefully he doesn't mind me mentioning it, but like Protozocker over at SDL, he had to get a full-time job in the latter part of the year, and obviously he hasn't streamed or done as many videos since then, because that's life. You're busy with the work that is making you enough money to live off, and then you're too tired to do the videos and streaming and stuff. Now, some people who watch this will already be aware, but the reality is making videos like this is a full-time job in and of itself. If people are interested, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll make a video running you through how long it takes to make various types of videos. So the question then becomes, where are we going in 2024 with the channel? And I say, where are we going? Because I'm hoping a lot of you will come along for the ride with me. First, I'm going to be doing a bit of experimenting with types of videos. I'm hoping I get to do more guide videos for a start, because I really enjoy doing guides. And then we've got a huge variety of games from different genres coming out that I really want to play this year. There's some really exciting stuff coming up, like Broken Arrow for a start. And then hopefully we'll see more of Sanctuary Shattered Sun and hopefully get a demo for that this year. And then a Space Marine 2 and hopefully Stalker 2, and the list goes on. And probably as something I've learned myself this year is that as I've got bigger and more companies are interested in me covering their game, I need to be a little bit more cautious about what I say I'm going to do, because there's a big difference between me streaming it for a few hours and agreeing to do a review, because agreeing to do a review means I have to play the game all the way through so that I can actually do a proper review. And if a game is 10-20 hours long, I'm giving myself a massive workload, which isn't necessarily so bad if it was a game I was going to play through anyway, but that's not always the case. And you also don't necessarily know how games are going to turn out. But overall, I'm excited to see where the channel goes this year, and I'm excited for some of the stuff that I'm going to get to cover. And for those of you who've been around a while, just so you're not overly surprised, I'll also be changing up a few things this year. For example, I'll be asking people to subscribe on a more regular basis. It's something that I've tried to avoid, but the reality is, if you ask, people tend to do it. If you remind people, people tend to do it. I don't consider myself a very good salesperson, but it does work, and it's basically what you're told to do. And it's likely that I'll also try and explore the whole memberships thing on YouTube this year as well. So you've had fair warning that if you're not used to it, you might start seeing it. I'd like to finish off by just saying again a massive thank you to everyone who subscribes to the channel, who comes back to watch videos and not just videos from one particular game. As you know, a big thank you to those who come back and look at the other content I make for other games, because I know YouTube doesn't always show you it and you have to come and look at it yourself. So I do appreciate that you come and look at my reviews for a game if you only usually watch the Warno videos, etc, etc. And obviously, again, a massive thank you to those who have bought subscriptions or gift subs or their Prime sub, or have, you know, given me a super thanks here, or have donated through one of my links. I really do greatly appreciate that, because that really does help pay the bills, quite literally. But overall, 2023 has been a good year for the channel. It's been a good year for video gaming. Okay, there's been a few hiccups along the way, but I'm hoping 2024 is going to be an even more amazing year for here on the channel and also gaming in general. So one final big thank you for everyone who has watched any of my videos this year or come along to my live streams. Please, as ever, like, share and subscribe. And I hope you all have a fantastic new year.